Peace and light, Indigo Blush here. Today, I would like to speak a bit on Kundalini energies and soul transformation. I'm going to speak on it as best I can, I guess, in the way that I came upon it. For me, tapping into the Kundalini energy was not something that I was focusing on. I tapped into my Kundalini energy happened chancingly. This happened upon meeting my twin soul. I'm sure that that's something that many of you have not heard of, but there's enough of you guys who have, and who have probably also tapped into the same energy. This energy can be very heavy. It leaves you in a lonely place, a dream state. Um, it can be good and bad. Um, it's because it's a growing process that you're going through. Your soul is um, going through a soul cleansing, healing process when it taps into this energy. Um, there are ways other than meeting your twin that you could tap into this energy, which is through yogic practices and meditations and things like that. There are people who dabble in it, who are aiming to tap into it. As I said, I didn't even know it existed. I didn't know what it was when it happened. I just knew that when I met the other half of myself, which is the twin soul, and it is a physical person, by the way, I felt different as soon as I met or touched that person. I just felt different. My life immediately changed. I was transforming instantly into someone else. I became more loving. Um, though, don't think that it's just something that you just become this person who just loves, and oozes with love like that. It's still a growing process, but I just started to feel more humanitarian than I already am. I started to tap more into the universal energies that my soul was longing to feel. And so I started to be a more caring person as far as um, humanity was concerned. Um, but as I said, um, it wasn't something that I was looking for. As I started to be more physical with the other half of myself, not necessarily intimate, just in touching or being in the same presence as that particular person, I felt myself just living in a whole different place, in a different space. Kundalini energies cause the two beings um, who have tapped into together, the two twins, the set of twins, um, to go through the same type of transition. It's different in form for them, but they're both having to go through the same form of transition because we're really the same person. But being that we've been conditioned differently in our upbringings and just life issues and things like that, we still have our own way of having to contend with the Kundalini energy. But it does take us both into the same realm of healing and soul transformation. So the Kundalini energy is something. It's a chakra energy, and when I felt this feeling go up the back of my spine, up to the top of my head, and then I started to see these lights. My head was just spinning and spinning, and I saw these lights, but I was drawn instantly into that other person's being. I just felt their soul, and he just connected instantly because I know that they felt my soul. It was reciprocity in such a way that was just, oh gosh, it's heavy. Um, but the energies that you contend with they're, like as I said, they're both good and bad. Not necessarily bad, but heavy. Heavy. They take you somewhere else. Um, but it's because your soul is longing to grow and heal. You you end up going through these like paranormal experiences even. At least for me, I know that I have. It's been going into 4 years now where my soul has been transitioning into the other realm of life. Um, my lower self is lessening. And so the chakra energies are just doing what they do to make my spirit become one with the universe. I'm no longer in love with material things. And me being a Taurian individual, because that's my zodiac, my son's zodiac sign anyway, um, I'm very materialistic, or that's an energy that comes with the Taurus zodiac sign. And I have been a very materialistic personality, even selfish. So those things, thankfully, are things that I'm learning to release myself from. And it feels good. It feels good. Um, every now and again, my spirit longs for a transformation. And so the universe, God in the universe, will, if I don't get to it on my own, God in the universe will shift my spirit and have me go through it anyway. I just went through a transformation yesterday. It was a purging um, that I didn't even know was about to come about. The first one that I went through, I wasn't aware of either, but I kind of felt that it was going to happen the first time because I had gone through this meeting with this somewhat shaman, and he kind of pulled certain negative energies from my being that same day that I met him. Um, So I felt that whole day after I met him that something different was going to happen in my spirit before that day had ended, and it did. I did purging that evening and released some of the negative energies that needed to be released from me. And the same thing happened yesterday. I wasn't expecting it at all, though. And again, when we fast, because as I said on one of my other posts, I did a 3-day fast a couple weeks ago. And when we fast, we tend to, I guess, just we have different reasons for fasting. That fast was basically for, well, not basically, no, it wasn't. Now that I'm thinking about it, because it was for spiritual reasons. But I also knew that I was doing it for cleansing um, physically as well, wanting to release myself from the starches and meat, being that I haven't had red meat and pork in like 15 years, but I still was doing the turkey, chicken, and fish. And so I don't want, and starches and stuff, and I really don't want those things in my body as heavily as I used to. I don't want to do meat at all anymore. And so I'm subtly leaning more towards vegetarian, vegan, and raw um, veggies and fruits and stuff. And so in that fast, that was what I was doing. But you get so many different things when you fast. Whatever God, the universe, and the ancestors feel that you need when you do these fasts, then they're going to make sure that you get them. And for me, I'm always asking God to order my footsteps. And so in doing that, no matter what it is, I'm willing to accept it, good, bad, or indifferent. So, I'm assuming that the purging that I was forced to go through yesterday had something to do with soul healing. Or I know it was for soul healing, but I'm saying the fast must have, kind of brought that on some. And it was heavy. It was very heavy because I went somewhere. It was like I felt myself. I felt the energies, the negative energies coming up out of my being, even somewhat like an exorcism. And that's kind of heavy to say, but I felt it. I could feel and see everything Um, I've had panic attacks before, and you know, usually that could be something that I would have related that to if my soul was not in the place that it is now. But being that I know where I am now, I know that it was a purging and a soul release of negative energies. Um, and as I said, even paranormal energy that was going on. But it was in the end, it was great. Um, my breathing was just so different. Um, I knew I was in a different state at that time. But by the end of the day, and even by the end of that particular incident or instance that had gone on, once I started to calm myself, my soul was letting my physical self know that it was tired. It was very tired. Um, and so that evening, I just felt myself needing to rest my spirit. Um, so these energies that we tend to tap into, as I said, the Kundalini energies, um, they take us somewhere else in this life. And the benefit of them is for our soul and for the universe. We're supposed to become one with God and the universe. And so, you know, as I said before, the universe is going through a shift. And so many of the light workers, we're going through these things because we have to. This world is not going to be the same in a couple of years. It's already different, way different. But there are some other things that we're going to start going through that are going to be quite heavy for us. The paradigm shift that we're having to contend with now is nothing compared to what we will be having to contend with. And so if we don't start to go ahead and get it right soon enough, then we're going to be in a bad place. So I guess I'm thankful for um, tapping into that Kundalini energy because though it's leaving me kind of in a lonely space in my physical self, I know that it will be easier for me to sidestep some of these conditionings that the government have planned for us. So, and again, as I continue to say, I know that I may appear odd to many people with the things that I speak on, but God forces me to say the things that need to be said for a reason. So, at any rate, I just kind of subtly wanted to speak on the Kundalini energies and soul transformation as best I could, hoping that, those who are willing to listen can embrace it and kind of start to heal themselves, basically, is the purpose of this video. Is to learn soul healing. Um, Even if you don't attempt to tap into the Kundalini energy, because and it's something that you don't need to just try and tap into like that. Like I said, I wasn't trying to, but just try and heal. That's really the purpose of everything in this life. We just need to learn to grow and heal ourselves. Um, and again, I'm always speaking on eating healthier and meditating and fasting and those things. So as you start to do those things again, you feel so much better and become more loving. And so that's all I really want to speak on today. And I will be back again. Peace and light, all.